I just had a really rough experience with this episode of my window shopping for Linux. I don't even know. I'm lost for words. I mean, wow. If anyone thinks I staged this stuff, I do have the uncut version of all the videos. It's not staged. And I just lost my ability to continue this particular subsection because I'm just not fanboy enough to excuse the BS you are about to see. The fourth episode of my window shopping for Linux series and the third installment, and therefore the last one of the Fedora family, we'll start with Bazzite. The last time I tried to install Bazzite in this video on my son's mini PC, it didn't really work out, so I hope it goes better this time, even though the Dell Optiplex also has Intel integrated graphics. And last time there was apparently issue with the handover procedure, but we'll see. Also, this is just a test, so I can faff around in order to see what it looks like, and not something for my son where if something goes wrong, I need to step in every single time. That's why I decided not to go with Bazzite the last time around. Installed Bazzite 41. That would suggest that Bazzite is based on Fedora 41. I suppose. Would make sense. And Bazzite is also an immutable / atomic distro, just like the ones in the video before that. Okay, the layout is pretty much the same like with the other atomic desktops. However, in the text it said Bazzite 41 and now here it says Bazzite 42. Okay. English, United States, yes, we confirm. Yeah, this is the same layout like the other Fedora atomic desktops. It's nice to see that they stay consistent. Keyboard, time, date. No, we are not in New York. We are somewhere in that area. Time is right. Done button is still up left. You reclaim the space. We delete all. Reclaim the space. User. Okay. It's really a button up left and then the other button down there. They couldn't be further apart from each other. Oh well. Details, eh? Let's see if it gets installed and then start. But this is already very promising. Well, that looks promising. That's the start screen of Bazzite, and it welcomes me with a small resolution again, just like all the other KDE-based desktop environments I used so far, but we should be able to fix that relatively quickly. Okay, as expected, it is gaming focused, and it is already Steam and Lutris and all those things are apparently already pre-configured, but first let's figure out our display configuration. Switching to this, capture card lag, keep, and we go to 110%. That looks lovely. There we go. Okay, connected. It actually does not look that much different than any other KDE Plasma desktop. Also, when you go to the Bazzite homepage, they ask you which version you want, and they say KDE Plasma is the standard version, so to say, and they advertise it as that is what Steam or Steam OS uses. And then they also offer you the GNOME version if you have to have it. I will check that out a bit later. Let's see what we got here. We got Steam, We got Steam not starting. Okay, let's try that again. Steam. Okay, once again, Steam not starting. Lutris. Welcome to Lutris. Updating icons. I have obviously no games installed or anything. And if you just want to do browsing and you're not interested in games, I don't think that this is the best distro for that. We let Lutris do its thing over here and check what else comes with Bazzite. What is this down here? Bazaar. Oh, Bazaar is their software manager / storefront. Okay, this has set itself up essentially. Okay, what's going on? Installed. Curated. Okay. Apps of the week. This is somehow not working well. What's going on here? I had the same issue with the other Atomic desktops, that after first start it was everything super slow. Internet connection was laggy as hell. The storefront didn't work. Let's just poke around a little bit longer if there's something else installed. Graphics, it comes just with picture viewers. Office has nothing installed. Of course, because it is gaming focused. What did it do? Steam setup. Okay, I thought it did that already. Waydroid? What is Waydroid? Now Steam all of a sudden started. Okay, I don't have my password here in the moment. Hang on. Steam seems to work after all. I don't know why it had such a hiccup of starting, but yeah, this is Steam. I will not attempt on playing anything here because this machine has no graphics card and it's not capable of doing that at all. I tried it in another distro and it was just no hope, okay? We have a Steam symbol down here now. Oh, now we actually exit Steam. I suppose if you're gaming focused, you run Steam in the background. I don't know. I don't game. Firefox, let's check that out. I have to say everything feels very sluggish. And I had the same issue with other Atomic desktops, so let's see if we can do an update here. Now it all of a sudden works. I do not know how you would do updates. What is this? Toggle transaction sidebar. Oh, I see. Install, curated. Maybe in system settings? Let's just search. Update. Software update. Software update. Manually. Notification. Daily. So if there would be an update, it would usually show us down here somewhere that there is an update. So I suppose the sluggishness does not come from the software update, it probably comes from my computer. But other than that, yeah, you could totally use this as a daily driver computer with gaming. Let's try and install. No results, yeah, no kidding. LibreOffice, install. Install. Yeah, it's doing its thing. And then we also do Krita, and just for the hell of it. And here you can see the repositories are essentially FlatHub, and that's what I figured because it says front and center FlatHub. So they focus on Flatpaks so that every single one of your programs brings all the dependencies it needs. There you can see it's currently installing. See all those runtimes? Runtime, 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 blah, blah, blah. Those are the dependencies which are now bundled inside the Flatpak. I explained that in the other Atomic video. I poorly explained that, but I explained it. This takes quite some time. I've seen that faster. Okay, that took a bit, but I suppose it's all installed. I don't know why I don't see a separate thing of runtimes for Krita and Shotcut, but I don't know. Doesn't matter. Let's check if they are installed. That should be down here. And there they are. Office, LibreOffice. Let's check the writer. That was quick. The download might have taken a little bit, but that was a quick startup of a FlatHub. I've seen that slower in other distros. Yeah, and it takes over the black background and everything, and it's running in Wayland. Is it running in Wayland? Let's check. I think so. I would assume so. Where do we find that again? About this system? Yeah, graphics platform Wayland. I do not really know why, if you start LibreOffice Writer, let's pin this to the taskbar just for the sake of it, why when you have Wayland in comparison to X11, why you get the Wayland symbol up here instead of the LibreOffice Writer symbol. Oh, what is this? Did you know what? Oh, yeah, see, also here, tip of the day, there's the Wayland symbol. Why is there the Wayland symbol? I don't get it. But that's not a deal breaker. It's just a bit odd. Okay, under graphics, there should now be Krita. See, Krita has the Krita symbol up there. But LibreOffice always has the Wayland symbol up there. I don't understand, but there it works. Oh, multimedia would be shortcut. I like it that they keep these subsections. It makes it easier to find your way around. There's shortcut, maximize. Yeah, it's shortcut. It's dark. See, shortcut also has this up there. Just LibreOffice doesn't. When I switch to Wayland on my Ubuntu Studio main computer here, I also had the same thing. LibreOffice would show the weird Wayland symbol. It went so far that down here in the taskbar, every LibreOffice application would have the yellow Wayland symbol, not the LibreOffice symbol. So you didn't even know what to click on. But that was apparently a Ubuntu issue, because here you can clearly see that issue doesn't exist. Yeah, you can totally use Bazzite as your daily driver. Would I do it? I don't know. You can as well just install Steam. But the whole Lutris setup might be worth it. I don't know. I'm not into gaming. Okay, let's move on. Let's check out Bazzite with the GNOME desktop environment for you guys out there who like that one. It's not for me. Okay, it looks just like Bazzite, but it has all the GNOME quirks. It has the taskbar on the top. Oddly enough, this time it took over all my information. On a lot of other Atomic desktops or other Linux distros with the GNOME desktop, I had to put in all my information during the install process, and then I had to do it again upon first startup of the GNOME desktop environment. So this is what it looks like here. It's the same stuff installed like on the KDE version, but you have this app menu. You know what I never tried to do? How the hell do I install software on a GNOME desktop? Maybe here? Bazzite, portal setup, system update, warehouse. Oh, this is probably the GNOME extension. Oh, hang on. My bad, sorry. It is for some reason not in the app window, but it is down here. Just as oddly slow as it was with the other install. I do not know why that always is. Okay. Okay. I did that in the other one. I will not log into Steam here, but you get the idea. It is Bazzite with GNOME. And let me see. Can you drag your folder onto the desktop? No. Oh, but they modified GNOME. They actually give you the 3 standard buttons for, where did it go? Oh, down here. For minimizing your windows. How does that work? You minimize it, and then when I press the window key, then it's there. No, then it's there again. But I can still not put stuff on my desktop. But I can now maximize it like this, and I don't have to drag it up there. So it is not vanilla GNOME. It is slightly modified. Does not explain as Bazaar is here, but why is it not in the apps? Is it gaming utilities? No. Games? No. Also Lutris. Lutris is down here, but where is it here? Containers? Oh no, that's just something else. That's a bit odd, isn't it? Am I missing something? Then could I potentially... What did I now do with it? Oh, it just opened it. I do not know my way around this. I don't see how this solves a problem. Anyhow, Bazaar now apparently got its bearings, and now we do have our apps here. There's all the installed apps. Yes, weird. Under installed, there's also neither Lutris, nor Steam, nor Bazaar. No, it's not here, but it is clearly there because we opened it, and the other apps are clearly here as well. So just for the hell of it, I unpinned Steam now. How do I get it back? Oh, now it is all of a sudden here. What the heck? Oh, it would have been here. But, okay, hang on a second. Unpin. Now I have Steam twice. What is if I unpin this? Now Lutris is here. What is if I put Lutris in this games thing? But then I also, hang on, open Lutris and pin it down here. And if I now unpin Lutris, I still have only one Lutris. I don't have to understand this, do I? I'm also not spending more time to understand this. But let's see if the calendar background thing still happens. You open the calendar, it opens in full screen, close the calendar, you go here, and now you have one background app running, which is the calendar. If you close it here, it doesn't close. So you can go to app settings, go to the calendar, say don't run in background, and you open the calendar, close the calendar, close this, and the calendar is still running in the background. Yeah, sorry. Not, I think they know why they promote KDE. Power off. See you in Nobara. Welcome screen of Nobara with the GNOME desktop environment. And whoop, no internet connection. An internet connection is required. Yes, I understand. Welcome. First steps. Update system, which we can't do. Optional steps. Open software manager. Yeah, I first have to, right off the bat, they modified GNOME so that you have your regular open, full screen and minimize window option, which is nice. And here it is. So now we just have to figure flat post, troubleshoot issues, troubleshooting issue page. Oh, right. That won't work because we have no internet connection. How do we set up internet? I did not see that during the installation. Could have been my fault, but still, it shouldn't be that complicated, should it be? Go here. Oh look, they used the Discover store. Okay, that's an interesting choice. Where would we find Wi-Fi setup? I would say this looks like settings. No, disks. Tweaks. Anyway, make this smaller. Extension management has been moved to GNOME extensions. Okay, yeah, whatever. Middle click paste, that is actually quite nice to have. That, on the other hand, doesn't help with the Wi-Fi. Is it maybe up here? Settings. Wi-Fi. Da da da. Okay. I mean, that is still acceptable. Once again, looks more like a mobile desktop, doesn't it? Anyhow, so we are now here. Welcome. Let's do this again. Update system. Let's just launch that and see what it does. Okay, let's do the updater. Let's do it its thing. Have a look around what we got. Comes with LibreOffice. Let's open it. Looks like LibreOffice. The scaling is actually nice. No wonder, as far as I know, LibreOffice is actually built on the GNOME underlying toolkit. Brave browser. It's browsing. Audio works. What is this doing? Is it still doing something? I'm not certain. I think it does. Open log file? No. Oh, they said that installing the media codec package is advisable after restart. Let's try if it will install that. Yes, that is true. This first sentence, due to US patent laws, you are not allowed to include them in your installation media, even though the codecs are freely available for download. So you have to make the user download them specifically after installation. It's fine. Because if they would include them in the installation media right away, then they could be sued for redistribution of non-redistributable software or something along those lines. Not legal advice here, I'm just saying that is how it works. Okay, the update package manager, was that a notification? Where did it go? Where did that notification go? With 200 some. Didn't it just do that? Why is it what's going on? This one is clearly installing over here. Yeah, but you did that already 3 times here. The quirk fix. Ah, okay, okay. Now it's doing. I see. Oh, let's check document scanner. Has it? Do I have to really wait with everything else until this is completely done? What's going on here? Okay, I am closing this. Close this. Go away. Okay, document scanner is not starting. That's already good. Let's see if it even recognized my printer. I could swear this was black when I started it the first time around, wasn't it? Print. It does have my printer. It recognized it automatically. Well, this is Nobara with GNOME. The next version is Nobara with KDE. Once again, the KDE Plasma login screen greets me with a smaller resolution than the 4K of the monitor. It seems like I have to say that every single time. This time I found the Wi-Fi settings during the installation because there was just the taskbar on the bottom with the Wi-Fi symbol clearly marked. It's possible that I missed that in the GNOME installation because I would not come up with the idea to click the on-off button during an installation, if it was even there. I can't remember. Okay, let's first change the resolution. Yeah, it tells me that updates are available and they stay down here. That message doesn't disappear in Nirvana like last time. we've detected this is a new Nobara installation. Before moving on, it is required that you perform a system update. Would you like to do this now? Not at the very moment. I would rather like to see the system so that I can properly read stuff. Because it's very annoying when that is harder than it needs to be. Okay, thank you. However, we have not seen this message last time around. Yes, let's do that. Last time there was just this message like came up here. Let's see how it manages this. Last time I could not do something else before it does that. And this message before tells us to not do something else before you're done with your update. Also down here would be the update symbol. This is usually there are updates available, please do them, or do them later, or something like that. So I'm gonna let this run uninterrupted this time, and then check in later. Okay, this is what I'm currently stuck on. Even if I move the mouse, nothing happens. Login screen popped up for like a second, and then I tried to punch in my password, and now I am frozen. So I will try and hard reset the computer. I have no idea if the update was done or not, but I have to say this is already a very poor experience. Let's see what happens. Well, I was ready to give up on this because it took literally 25 minutes just to do updates, and now it is all updates complete. This is so far the worst experience of all the distros I tested, except for the ones that didn't work out right. Either way, do a graphical user interface properly or do it via terminal, because if you don't really have like this is way too small down here, it's not rescalable, you don't really know what it does when it does it, like, and then there's no, you know, that there's no visual feedback. If the update is done, all of a sudden it says 25 minutes later all updates complete. And why did it take 25 minutes? Okay, apparently all updates are complete, and now the system is not responding. Any unsaved data will be lost. Okay, no, I'm not waiting any longer. This is done. Come on, guys, this is ridiculous. Yeah, no, this is not worth anyone's time. Terminate Nobara updater. Come, terminated already. Let me close down my computer. I lost all interest. This is just, come on. Sorry, it is really late, and I believe this is the most Linux moment of all Linux moments I ever experienced. I installed Ultramarine Linux, Flagship, with, I believe, the Bazzite desktop, and it was just sitting on the login screen for too long because I had to do something else, bring the kids to bed and stuff. And now I'm greeted with this message. It's 10:30 at night, and now I'm supposed to remember these commands because the screen locker is broken. Sorry. I'm really at this for too long. I'm gonna write these commands down and gonna give this a try. Jesus Christ. I hope I write fast enough that this breaks now as well. Log into the account. I don't even know if I set up an account. I don't think so. There was no option during the install. Command is okay. Okay, indeed, nothing works. So I now do Control Alt F2, Control Alt F2. Okay, that should usually bring you to virtual. Oh my freaking god! Control Alt F2. This is the best example for read the fucking manual that I've ever seen. I quite literally read the manual and do exactly what it tells me, and it doesn't bloody work. You just got to freaking love it. Okay, I gotta reboot and try this again. Okay. This is now the login screen. And as I said earlier, I do not remember that I set up a username. Let's try the standard. How in the world was I capable of bricking a brand new installation by simply doing nothing at all? I never use another username, use no username, no password. No, try this one again. No. Okay. Shut down. Oh boy. Restart. See what happens now. Okay, let's try the rescue login. If this doesn't work, it means reinstall. I was in the live session and I didn't record that because it's always so laggy, and I thought just install it and then let it do its thing. Okay, I have the feeling we are not getting past this login screen. I don't know, root and then nothing? No, maybe root and root? No. I'm gonna shut down now. And then boot into a live session. I really have to get into my BIOS and get rid of all these. Still the Windows Boot Manager in there. This computer didn't have Windows on it ever since I bought it. I have to deactivate them all. Okay. Flagship edition. Maybe we can do a quicker install by keeping parts of it. Yeah, this is how it looks like. Maybe I just show you guys the live session, huh? It finds my printer. Let's log into the internet. Connection established. Fantastic. That means we can test Firefox, which obviously works, as we've seen so many times before. I see, this is why I wanted to install it, because this is so laggy. Yeah, this is to no avail. I will reinstall it and then I try to log in without breaking the install. I feel a little bit like Linus from Linus Tech Tips right now. Yeah, we stick with English. See? I was not hallucinating. There is no set up your user. I never gave a username or a password. And it was installed. See? I'm not hallucinating. Claim space. Even this is now proper because I logged into the internet. Am I missing something here? Am I supposed to look here? No. Keyboard is right. Begin installation. I quite literally have not the slightest idea what happened there. I will speed this up. Okay, let's finish the installation and then shut this down, remove the install drive and restart the computer. Are we restarting? Yes, we are restarting. This is where I started out before. Let's avoid the black screen this time, shall we? English, United States. I have the feeling I told you that already. Let's go. I have the feeling I told you that as well. And this is the issue. I never set up a freaking user before. But if you don't set up a user, shouldn't it then just be blank? I also... Oh, you are connected. Press next to continue. Okay, good. Install codecs and drivers. That's good. Yes, we will do that. Additional input methods. Non-Latin characters may require an extra input. Oh, well, we don't have that. Tint the display with a warm. That makes quite literally no difference at all. I also should say the resolution is small again. I hope we can switch that as soon as we are on the main desktop. Confirm and set up system. Yes, please. This might take a while. It's doing a full system update right now and I step out for a bit. This time I let OBS continue recording just in case the thing bricks itself again. This is a fucking joke, isn't it? No, I won't. Why would I bother? This is bloody ridiculous. And I thought Nobara was bad. No, I'm not going to fix your stupid thing. Just maybe don't make it break during the install process. What the hell? Sorry, I can't help myself. I had to try to do what the thing says. I'm doing here. Come out here. I show you guys that no one can say I'm faking this crap. Here we are. And now let's see, how do I do this? This is not Control Alt F2. There, Control Alt F2. Nothing freaking happens. I would say this product is just broken. Not ready for prime time. Well, that was a bit rough. And yes, Ultramarine Linux has more desktop environments to offer, but quite honestly, if the Flagship's wheels come off during the test drive, I'm not coming back for more. Which is quite sad, because I always liked the Ultramarines. If someone would put a gun to my head and say I have to pick one of those distros from this video to daily drive, it would definitely be Bazzite. but it is probably also advisable to not run it on the Dell Optiplex in the back, even though it fulfills the minimum system requirements. For instance, with the integrated Intel graphics, it cannot do the big picture mode. In Nobara, the Steamdeck mode, which is also the big picture kind of thing, obviously failed entirely, but I did never expect that to work in the first place. I actually quite liked Bazzite, even though it had the initial lagginess and slowness which I experienced with all the Fedora atomic distros. But I'm pretty sure that can be resolved. That might just be really a driver issue or something like that. I'm not certain. But I don't think a gaming-focused Linux distro is the right thing as a daily driver if you're using that kind of hardware back there, because you're probably not into gaming. You can't even game on that Dell Optiplex. It doesn't do anything. Not even marble it up on Steam. Everything is super slow, so therefore it's not exactly the target program for a user of such software. Yeah, I think we're gonna now move on to the next episode, which will be the Ubuntu family.